Welcome back to our CAD video tutorial series. Tonight we're going to be looking at the trim tool. Before we can actually get to the point where we're ready to use the trim tool, we're going to do some review, make some circles, copy the circles, learn one new concept called scaling, changing the size of some of the circles, and then finally we'll get to the trim tool. So the first thing we want to do are make our circles. So we're going to choose circle, center, diameter, and pick some arbitrary spot as the center of the circle, or the first circle. We're going to type 140 and press enter. And there's our first circle with a diameter of 140 units. Now before we continue, make sure you have object snaps turned on as well as ortho mode. So again, we'll select our circle. With our snaps, we're going to find the center. Choose that now as the center point of our new circle and type 80 as the diameter. Press enter. There's the first part. We have our circles. Right, the next part of this series, we're going to copy these concentric circles. We'll do that by typing CO down here in the command line, and we can press enter. It wants us to select the objects to copy, so we'll select both of our circles and then right click, accepts our choice. Next thing we want to do is select the center as our base point and slide the cursor to the right. Notice ortho mode is on, and we'll type in 200. That'll place it for us. We can escape. We want to copy again, so again type CO. This time choose both of our new circles, right click, click the center of our circle, move straight up, and type 200 again, and escape. There's our 6 concentric circles. We'll move on next with scaling. Next part of the video, we're going to use the scale tool to change the size of some of our circles. So we'll start out, type SC in the command line for scale, press enter. We want to select these bottom 2 circles first. Once they're selected, we'll right click. We want to select the center and type in 0.8. So we're going to scale it to 80%. And you'll notice it's shrunk. It should be 20% smaller than this first set of circles here. So we're going to scale again. We're going to scale this top part next. So again, type SC for scale. We're going to pick our 2 circles, right click, come back, find the center. And this time we're going to scale it to 70%. So type 0.7 and press enter. And there we've scaled our circles. In just a minute we'll be looking at adding a couple new circles. And then finally we'll trim them down. Just a few minutes. In order to use the trim tool, we need some intersecting objects. So let's make those intersecting objects, and then we can use the trim tool to cut out the unwanted portions. So we're going to create some circles. So select circle. This time it's going to be tan radius. Once that's selected, we're going to choose kind of an arbitrary point, but relative. We'll keep it relative. So that'll be our first point. Our second tangent point is going to be up here. And we want the radius of that circle to be 150. So we'll type 150 and press enter. There we go. We're going to do the same thing again, only this time we're going to select the point roughly here and here. And the radius will be 100. So type 100, press enter. And once again, we're going to choose our tan radius, click a point, down here in the bottom right of this one, top right of this circle, and our radius will be 120. Alright, now that we have some intersecting objects, we're ready to use the trim tool. We're at the point where we're able to use the trim tool. Again, as you'll see, we're going to remove unwanted portions of intersecting objects. So to use the trim tool, we can type in TR in the command line, trim pops up, press enter. Want to press enter again. It says trim select objects or select all, so we'll press enter to select all, and here we go. Let's start our trimming. So the first thing we want, cut out this large portion of that largest circle. We're going to trim this piece down here, and again we'll follow suit with this one. There's a couple things we can do here. You can play around with it. You can take some of these other lines out if you want. I think that's a pretty cool shape. You can play around with it. You can almost see maybe a fidget spinner here, some bearing holders. You could get creative with how you choose to use these. But that's it. There's the trim tool. Thank you.